GM, everyone. Welcome back to another GC Crypto episode. It's good to be with you on this fine Friday morning in Australia, Thursday night, obviously around the other side of the world. And I've got two of my friends from GTG, two traders, two absolute goats from GTG joining me today on stream. So absolutely stoked to have them both here. And they are around the other side of the world. So GM, or I mean, it's what, midnight for you, Sexy. I call you Sexy, but Cappy says Say. So I don't know. You need to tell me which one I need to change my words to. But yeah, good afternoon to Cappy and good evening to you, Sexy. How are you both doing? How are you both doing?
Doing great. I mean, you know, getting tired. It's midnight, so it's getting late. Aside from that, been doing good.
That's good. And Cappy, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. It's mid-afternoon here, so
that's good, mate. Yeah, you got a bit of an early mark off work today. I love to see it.
Yeah, might have not gone.
So good. Sexy, should I call you Say or Sexy? Tell me.
I mean, I like the mixture. You know, I like when people call me Sexy because you know, take it as a compliment. Can't complain.
How do you actually pronounce it? Like, is it a Swedish word? Like, is that?
No. It's completely 4 random letters. Came from an old video game. Okay. You had to have the shortest name possible. That was the thing back then, and that was the only available for me.
Okay, that makes sense. And okay, so how do you say it, or how did you envision it?
I said it's Sexy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
There you go. Well, now I know.
I love it. I mean, I think I've been calling you that now for, I don't even know, 3 years, I reckon I'm going to say.
Yeah. Probably 3 years now.
It is hilarious. But GM to everyone in the chat, GM to Yana, GM to Vision, GM to GG and Angelos. Yeah, guys, we'll do another $50 Yeet giveaway at the end of the show today. So make sure you stay tuned all the way until the end of the show. But yeah, absolutely stoked to have these guys on with me today. Craig's still away in New Zealand for another, I think he gets back Monday. I'm not 100% sure, but he's been lapping it up there. He's been tweeting out there. He's been cursing on the timeline because the engagement's gone down. But I feel like everyone's engagement on Twitter at the moment is just, it's in a weird spot. And I think that just truly reflects where the market is at the moment as well. So lots to catch up with today with these two guys. But before we obviously get started, we'll do a quick plug of the two. Oh my gosh, hold on. I got so many tabs open. There we go. There's the right one. All right. We'll do it. Oh no, we kicked Sexy off the screen.
Oh no.
I just done that. That's weird. It should have all 3. Why is it only 2? Hold on, chat. Let me fix this. There we go. Now we're talking. All right. So massive shout out to obviously OKX. If you're keen to sign up, it's the safest exchange in the world to have your crypto and trade crypto on. You can sign up down below. If you sign up and do $500 of volume, you get 75 Bitcoin, $75 of Bitcoin for free. Plus, you can claim USDT cash every day up until Christmas, I believe. So you're walking away with over $100 of free cash if you sign up, trade now, and get claiming, guys. So highly recommend it. I've been trading on there now for multiple months, and I love it. And then, as I said before, Yeet, they're giving away a community. Well, they're giving away an airdrop, likely in 26, but 40% of that goes to the community. Don't forget, guys, the more volume we do, the more we can give away. We're giving away $1,000 per month at the moment, $250 a week or $50 a day. And we're up to 24K volume in the first 12 days. So that's good. We hit 6 figures last month. Ideally, we hit 6 figures again in December, and we'll keep on going. So, guys, don't forget, if you're keen to win the giveaway, you need to, 1, watch the show live, or 2, have a bit of volume on the platform as well. All right, boys. Well, I'm annoyed because here we are. We have bullish divergence here on an hourly. We broke exactly off really nicely off this low time frame range at about 89.6. And of course, I was sleepy in the middle of the night and missed this move. Did you both catch this move earlier today?
I
did catch it. I did have an initial entry slightly higher of where I did actually jump in.
Yeah.
Just around like 90.4.
Yeah.
But we did end up sweeping all the way between that 89.5 zone before actually continuing to subside. But yeah, a bit early TP as well. But I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Took my money and ran away.
Nice. And like Cappy and I chatted the other day, so I'd love to keep on going with that. But like, where do you guys see the market right now? Like, do you see us like? Actually, I won't put words in your mouth. I always like to do that with people. So I'd rather just get your raw takes, and then I can comment on that after. Cappy, we'll go with you first. Cappy, where do you see the market heading in 2026?
I still think lower. I think we are at the beginning of a bear market. I know there's a lot of bullish catalysts coming out, like rate cuts and other things heading in towards 2026. But I still think that the momentum we've seen to the downside is probably more likely to continue than for us to just like V-shape recovery from here and just send higher. I think there's a bit, like, I think in my opinion, there's levels lower that I would like to see tapped before.
And what are those levels for you specifically?
On a higher time frame, I think it's like 70K. 70K, and then I even have like a level marked at like 60.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Sexy, talk to me. What do you think happens in 2026?
No, I agree with Cappy. I think we're bound for a lot of sideways accumulation before any type of actual larger low is made. At the moment, I think this is just a corrective structure from that move down, which we did get. Overall, structurally, like, it's still very shallow compared to the move down. So sideways move here. I mean, we might spend another 1-2 weeks in here, I'd say, before we get another drop towards the downside. It is interesting. I think anything below 74K is going to be an interesting potential sort of sweep level. Obviously, you have a daily order blocks, weekly order blocks, monthly order blocks, all around in there. That could be potential targets. Also, if you're looking at the 2024 range, where you would be retesting almost those previous highs of that longer sideways accumulation.
Yeah, very valid. Yeah, exactly. Like this, I remember this last year. We were all just like, I was so bullish though, because timing, like, we had only had this initial first move. We only started to retest highs from the previous cycle. So I was very like happy to just hold everything during this period of time. Whereas in this more recent move, I'm not as keen to hold a lot at this point in time. It just, like, even though we have macro structure, and I had a chat with another Aussie trader yesterday on stream, and he's like, well, technically we haven't broken structure. And that's right. Like, we do have a high low here, and we still technically have high highs. I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of weakness in the market. There's not a lot of strength buying here. There's not a lot of liquidity being like bought up here. Like, who is actually buying at the moment? Is there much interest? Not really. It's more institutional based, more than retail participants. So what are your comments around that, boys? What do we think here?
I'll let Sai
I mean, we can clearly see on both the ETF short. So if you're looking at something like that, what's the ticker for that now? IBIT, the IBIT short. You can see how the weakness there. Of course, it's the first major breakdowns. Yeah, sure. 1 second.
Yeah, because that's always easier.
And let's see if I can.
He said Super Cycle 2026, and Jealous says, yeah, I know. But like half these idiots out there don't know what they're talking.
We can hope, you know.
I mean, I'm not calling CZ an idiot. Sorry, that was don't take that out of context. All right.
Let's see. Are you?
CZ did say Super. I did see that on Twitter. That's funny.
Yeah. So I mean,
maybe.
This is since I mean, obviously it's the biggest ETF short. Everyone knows it. BlackRock. It's been buying since January 2024, and this is the first major structure failed breakout you have, where you do have a proper breakout without the actual continuation, and you see the difference in structure. So not only can you, of course, look up all the numbers from ETFs, you will see that there's a lot more red coming in since this high was made. on ETFs selling off their Bitcoin holdings. to a certain degree. Of course, there's still inflows happening, so they will even out. But at the moment, it is larger towards the downside, which hasn't happened previously on these last few accumulations, which we have. And they look vastly different. Here you have a sideways accumulation towards upside compared to your typical shallow pullback.
Yeah.
Shallow pullback.
Yeah.
Very different structures.
Okay. And do you look at MicroStrategy as well when you're looking at your analysis and thinking about this?
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, no.
Like if you
go for it.
Like MicroStrategy still hasn't taken out its first all-time high. Even at the beginning of this year, we got like a push to around $460, and then just from there you just make a higher low, and then just straight down to. But MicroStrategy has, in my opinion, come back to a more key level. Like you are bouncing off the support zone. Let's see what happens. I think Sai probably has like a bearish Elliott wave count or even a bullish one. But I do think that this chart looks much better than the IBIT chart.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree. But we also know how extremely volatile strategy is, not only since buying ETFs. They have been down 90% prior to this. If you start zooming back, I mean, of course, we will see it. It's been down 99% since it's back in 2000 peaks. But of course, it's going to go with BTC. Personally, I don't see a reason to buy MicroStrategy instead of buying Bitcoin. And it's been taking a heavier hit than Bitcoin, because if you bought Bitcoin MicroStrategy in 2025 at the highs or somewhere in 2025, you are going to be down something like 60% compared to what BTC now is 25, 30.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, it's leveraged Bitcoin, right? Like it's a play on Bitcoin. Like it's if you want to double dip, you buy MicroStrategy. And I mean, I'm not really interested in that per se. I'm like, I'd much rather just hold the asset myself. And like, even with the ETFs, I'm like, I get it for like a lot of retail participants. They're like, look, it allows me to get exposure to crypto without having to own it directly and set up a wallet or set up an exchange and all that sort of stuff. But I would much rather hold the direct asset. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well, for sure.
Okay.
I know there are some especially in Sweden, when it comes to stock accounts, as we have an ISK account, which you pay a lot less tax on, where you can buy contracts for BTC instead of actually buying BTC. And that way, in a long-term way, I can save a lot of money, especially in Sweden, instead of having to pay like 30-40% taxes on my stuff.
Yeah.
I can pay, it's a small percentage each year based off my wins.
And that's a long-term plan?
That's a long-term plan, yes. Okay. So that's how I do have a bunch of my Bitcoin, is not in actual Bitcoin, but a company backed by Bitcoin with a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. All right, boys, I want to talk about BTC versus ETH and then maybe some other sort of charts as well. What are we thinking at the moment around that conversation? Do we think, obviously I agree, but my preference is lower. We might get a relief bounce now. We might go lower, then get a relief bounce. We'll just see what price does. But do you think in the short term, if we do maybe push 100K, push 98, push 107, do you think ETH and other alts maybe outperform BTC? Well, I'd love to hear your thoughts around that.
Yes.
I'd love to see ETH break 3660 before we actually get a full-on, maybe we get a full change of character or break a structure there, and then maybe I would actually then be keen to look for pullbacks into some type of long. Other than that, I don't think, if we can't break that key swing high on ETH, I think we just continue lower, same as Bitcoin.
Sexy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same way. I also am almost even more bearish on Ethereum than I am on Bitcoin. Not just, of course, because it's the smaller asset. It's less used. You're seeing a decrease of transaction. You can look at your transaction fees on Ethereum. It's declining since back in 2023, back in the NFT days. Hasn't really. It did pick up for a short time period for Memecoins. But aside from that, if you compare it to Solana or something like that, even some other L2 chains like Sui or Hype, of course, you have the DEX instead, which looks a lot better. And structurally, this at the moment looks to me like this is unfinished. This is not to me a clear impulsive structure. This is nothing that confirms to me that this is going to make a higher low here and continue up. This is more so I'm almost leaning that this is going to come back down, grab the lows before you make a higher push, try to push towards the upside.
Okay. If we have a look at DeFi, it's very interesting. So $70 billion locked up in ETH DeFi, Solana at 8.85, BSC at 6.8, Bitcoin at 6.6, Base at 4.5. So I think it's the same sort of case as a lot of scenarios that you find yourself in crypto. It's like if it's a first mover, it's always going to do well. But as tech evolves, as new protocols come on chain, as new people come to the space, then naturally they're going to steal away the same, like some of the pie, right? It's the same story with perp exchanges stealing away fees from Hyperliquid or market share from Hyperliquid. So I feel like that's always a lesson for people to learn is if you're in the first mover, congrats, but look to probably scale out profit because there'll be a lot of beta players that probably fall under that narrative that really start to do well. So it's very interesting. It does say, yeah, over the past month, we've seen a decline. We've seen a decline on all chains, basically, in DeFi over the past month, around 10% average. So that's definitely interesting. A lot of people moving their money off chain as well. So what charts do you like at the moment, boys? Are there any charts that you like in crypto at the moment? Talk to me.
Man, that's a difficult one. Solana. I mean, Solana. I'm still gonna say I like Solana. Structurally on a higher time frame, it's one of the best looking charts since. If you're looking all the way back in 2022, of course, at the moment it's not as good looking. You're very much just breaking down. I did mention previously that I have a minimum target which is below 94 bucks on Solana. Of course, higher time from interest is within below that zone. Potentially all the way down as low as 50 to 60 bucks. But as long as you're making a higher low from your previous bear cycle, that is a nice impulsive structure towards the upside where we're now looking at a larger corrective structure that does give us a low that we then can start pushing back up towards from.
Yeah. And do you think that happens in 26 or 27? Like what are your thoughts?
I'm leaning at it happening mid 26 to late 26. Okay. The low starts being in, and 27 is where we start seeing potential run up. But also important to note is that when we do break out, even after breakouts, we do see larger consolidation happen before we see that final continuation push. So this could be like well off end of 27 before we actually see that proper push.
Okay. And Cappy, would you agree with that? Is Solana something that interests you moving into the future?
Yeah. If we do see lower prices, anything under 100 or 90, like I said, probably around 90, I'd start to accumulate some. And then if it does go lower, just DCA in. I don't know exactly what size like buying point is. It might even be around the $60 mark. But I would like to just DCA into this because I do like this as a more of a long term.
Well, fundamentally, they're just shifting so much, right? Like they're just shipping. They're really diving into that DeFi side of it, the onboarding side of it, Phantom, obviously, MoonPay as well, making it so accessible to get money on via Solana. It's just obviously the main one would be the competitor. Actually, there wasn't their announcement yesterday. Coinbase and
there's been so many announcements.
Yeah, what was the chat? I didn't read into any of them. So
so the Coinbase one was that you can buy any Solana pair coin on Coinbase without it's actually being listed on Coinbase as an official token. So it's like their own DEX on Coinbase through the app.
Okay.
So you can access any Solana pair.
That's interesting because
did you see Phantom Wallet? They've introduced like the cash. Phantom Cash.
No. See, this happened overnight. I think so.
I think this happened like maybe this week because I got. Maybe it's only in the US at the moment, but I can now connect my bank account to my Phantom wallet and buy and sell directly through Phantom, the wallet,
which is
pretty cool. Yeah. So I think that was I saw that and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow. Centralized exchanges must be worried. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I was intrigued. I was like, oh, maybe I might try it out. I haven't set it up yet because I do think you have to KYC, which is obviously, because you have to connect your bank
Yeah.
account. But I don't know. It does seem cool.
Interesting. All right, boys. What other charts do we like the look of? Any other alts? Or we don't even have to look. What charts don't you like the look of? What do you think goes way lower than where it is currently today? AVAX. Yeah, I love to hear that. And people on the timeline be hating hearing that, but AVAX goes lower. I agree.
I mean, it's been doomed pretty much since your 2024 high.
Yeah.
Consistent lower highs, lower lows.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I also think Sui has been weak, extremely weak, which has, I think, the possibility to come back all the way down towards your 2024 lows, 2024 towards that 2024 mid 2024 range. So I think below a buck on Sui is very possible. And they have been sort of fading away a bit. Even on my timeline, I did used to see a lot of stuff on Sui.
Yeah.
And when I did trade it, obviously we took a great trade on it from back if 2024 to like late 2024.
Yeah.
But since then it's like not just timeline, but like everywhere. And they did have some struggles with DeFi, some protocols being sort of broken and then hacked into and stuff. So which is bad.
Do you think it? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. When what was that? What's the Oh yeah, I had exposure to it.
Cetus.
Yeah, that's it. Cetus. Kind of a like radium. Yeah, see, that looks horrible.
Never recovered since.
Yeah. Very interesting. Okay. My thought. What I was going to comment is like, do you think Sui could do what we've seen Solana do this cycle and continue to build over the next maybe 2 or 3 years? See price go all the way back down and reset to crazy low levels, like Solana did, going to $8. Obviously, that was on the back of a few things like FTX and whatnot. Do you think Sui maybe goes down to that sort of range and then is probably one of the outperformers next cycle?
That would be interesting for sure. I think. I mean, of course, difficult to tell at the moment. But if we do get the structure that does show that, and then of course, if we do start seeing increase of volume at some sort of a longer accumulation at the lows, which we already seeing a bunch of altcoins are doing. Like you can look at Near. Well, Near is obviously breaking down at the moment, but you had this sideways accumulation already for quite some time since March 2025 for 280 days of moving sideways right now.
The one thing I don't like in all of the market at the moment, like Sai says, there's just no volume. There's nothing being injected into, like you can look at some of the lows like on Sui before the big pump up and you could actually see an injection of volume come like pre the rip, and we just have nothing. Like if you draw a trend line, it's just down.
Why do you think that is?
It's a tough question. Maybe it's just like people are realizing that Bitcoin is king, and a lot of that money is moved over there. I think a lot of people got really like a lot of people joined late this or like early last year when all the meme coins were ripping, then got smoked on chain, so they lost all their money to big guys like KOLs and stuff like that that were just shilling coins. People don't like just throwing their money at things that go to zero.
Yeah, I think that's a fair play. Yeah.
So I think maybe that's the reason volume ever since December of last year is just it's kind of jumped off a cliff. Even after the tariffs, like we were pushing up and volume was still decreasing.
Yeah. If you look at Bitcoin volume all cycle on most major exchanges, it's been down since 2021. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's a reflection of obviously ETFs coming in, so people are buying it elsewhere. Maybe people aren't moving their Bitcoin as much or trading it as much as they did in the past. So that's very interesting. So what's on BTC dominance moving into 2026?
I mean, I'm very much so leaning higher. Like it's we are gonna get a setup where we do see a drop, of course, and that's typically when we are close to a bottom, or at least altcoins, because altcoins they tend to squeeze at the bottom when people are expecting them to drop a lot more. What they do instead, if they just move sideways. Meanwhile, Bitcoin does see that continuation drop. That's when Bitcoin dominance does drop. Because we obviously altcoins they dumped so much harder than Bitcoin at the early stage. Like you're already looking at everything's down like 60 to 80% pretty much. Some are like holding up pretty good. I mean, Hyperliquid is falling off a cliff at the moment, but it was falling up.
Yeah.
XRP still very much in this upper region compared to a
Yeah.
lot of altcoins. Obviously, still you had that
This
rip
coin.
of 2024.
you
So we'll
think it
see
holds?
how big of. I don't think it holds this range. I
Yeah.
think you're bound to recover at least a larger amount of these imbalances, which you did leave.
Yeah.
Of course, you have that liquidation wick.
Yeah.
So I think liquidation wick potentially is a target here, where we do see some sort of a slow grind. Of course, I would like to see sideways before we get that run.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you look to see a reaccumulation in that range before we can get a breakout into bull markets. But I do think it's better looking than most, a lot of alts.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Hyperliquid, show us that. What do you think
Yeah,
there?
let's have a look at that. I've been pretty vocal about this on VCs in GTG. I had minimum targets back below $20. We've very much been just ranging down towards at the moment. But since this liquidation wick, I'm very much anticipating that getting swept up. There is the chance, of course, that you do come all the way back at the lows. But at the moment, at least, just suspect that we do see between, I'd say, $15 and $20 as a potential bottoming range before you see a rise to the upside. But that also depends on where does Bitcoin end. Is Bitcoin going to end at 74K, or are we going to go back to higher 40s, lower 50s type of action? Because most bear markets we have seen something like a 70% drop.
Yeah.
So that is not entirely uncommon. And that would push us to around 40K.
Yeah. And would you? Yeah, I definitely. We'll talk on Bitcoin in a minute too about bear targets. With Hyperliquid, are you both interested in Hyperliquid sub $20 as like a spot play long term?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm going to be buying some. Yeah.
Why? Is it the business model like that? Is it just the amount of people that use it?
I mean, business model in combination with trends, market trends. We had Memecoins, we had NFTs. I think perps are in a very good spot where people shift slightly from the gambling mindset, even though most are still gambling. Having exposure to that with an increasing volume, people are shifting off exchanges to decentralized platforms and are using those instead.
Yeah.
Like Lighter is a big one at the moment. Everyone's showing Lighter.
Is TGE for that, Cappy?
I think it was supposed to be beginning of next year. I heard.
How long have you been on there for?
Like 2 months,
I think
2 months maybe. Yeah, I was a bit late. I know that. It's definitely overly saturated, but dude, it's straight money, and
it's zero fees as well. I should have been over there. I'm such an idiot. I faded it probably around the same time. I think we did chat about it in GTG.
I think we pinged about it. I didn't put too much money on there, so I haven't like farmed it as hard as I could. But it's actually, I really do enjoy using the platform. I don't know if Size used it.
I was lazy too. You told me. I was still on my other platforms.
Yeah, I think Maxo got over there early enough.
Yeah, he did.
So hopefully he gets a nice little 5-figure airdrop or something.
Yeah, I think it could be.
Well, I mean, they've got
even with some small trading volume.
Did they have like bonus system and like leaderboards and points so you can track it all, or is it all just unknown?
So you get points, and then they're saying like each point is worth about like $80.
Okay, interesting.
So like I think I have like almost 10 points.
Okay, well $1,000 for trading on the chain and
it's not too bad.
That's good.
Yeah, not bad.
What chain is Lighter on?
I think it's ETH. But you deposit through ETH or ARB.
Yeah, L2.
Deposit it through ARB.
All right, let's move to and chat. If you have any questions / charts that you want us to check out, we can obviously look at that. Boys, let's look at bear market targets for Bitcoin. This is going to shock a lot of people, but that's just how price works. Price goes up, price goes down. What are realistic sort of targets that you guys have been looking at, maybe in 26 or 2027, depending on what happens?
I mean, for me, I'd say previously, anything below 70K, 74K, I think is a buy, or a DCA to a certain degree at least. Maybe you only start DCAing $50 a week or whatever you can. But doing a weekly DCA, I think, is the time to start when we do start breaking below 74K. But I think this entire previous range, which you have from your 2024, does have a lot of both the demand and resistance, of course. with that bottoming range around the last week you did form that sort of higher low there. I think this is a very interesting point to where a potential sweep targets. You get that sweep, you sweep those two unmitigated lows, which would be just around 50K, potentially high 40s.
And Cappy, what do you think?
I think I said it earlier. I was looking like 60. I have a box from like 62 to 59. That's my lower one. And then higher I had like 72 to like 67. So very close to Psy. I do have like a little box with a stop loss at like just below 49, 47. So
yeah, okay.
I do think you could come that low.
Surely Bitcoin is an absolute steal at that price over the next 5 to 10 years. Like 50K for one Bitcoin just seems an absolute bargain, right?
Yeah.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the golden pocket just around 57K if you take a bear market to bull market high.
Yeah, okay. All right, boys. Well, let's talk about GTG specifically for a little period here. Why is it so important to maybe be part of a community that teaches you, that educates you, that jumps on live streams and VCs and supports you and stuff? What's been your takeaway of GTG's success in a challenging year? 23, 24, we dominated. 2025 has been very much more of a protective downside liquidity sort of year. And we've certainly done that. Taking profits on Solana at 180, taking profits on a multitude of things throughout the cycle. What's your experience been in 2025 in GTG?
You can go for it.
Sorry, you want to start?
I was just gonna tell you.
I don't. It's the ability to wake up every day, have people there that have already looked at charts. I think that's one of the beauties of it is I can wake up at 6 a.m. my time, but Sai already has things charted that I'll just hook on my chart and make sure that, or I can have a chat with him. He's normally streaming New York Open, which is a phenomenal thing. You jump in, have a chat, drink a coffee, check if there's any trades. If there's trades, you take them. If there's no trades, walk away, go do the things you got to do for the rest of the day. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, and just being in those live streams, you improve so much just because you're able to ask questions a one-to-one to someone that knows what they're doing, and just improve as an overall trader. That's probably like my 2025 goal, but like since I started the year was to become a profitable trader. And now at the end of the year, I can sit and be like, yeah, 4 months profitable with decent returns is not too shabby. Like, and only doing it, like it normally takes traders multiple years to become profitable or lose an absurd amount of money.
Me being one of those people.
And I think that's,
yeah, that's so true. I mean, yeah, you've had a great story in 2025. And Sexy, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. Live feedback is probably one of the strongest things you can get through an actual community that is live and all time zones as well, with active traders around all time zones. It's very big, especially since we are US, Australia, and Europe based. And of course, just bouncing ideas of people, of each other, because we do have a lot of guys that are have been in the space for quite some time, on every sort of major pivot. You're thinking like every category, from NFTs to Memecoins to perps.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's a great point to add. Boys, is there any trends you see emerging in 2026? I wanted to run it by you. Cappy and I briefly touched on it the other day, but what are your thoughts on like prediction markets at the moment? Because we've seen a massive shift in volume to obviously Polymarket. I think there's one called Opinion, Kalshi, Myriad Markets. That seems to be the main consensus trade at the moment, even though there's not really a strong trend emerging. What's your opinion on prediction markets? And have you been participating in?
I think I've done one on Polymarket as some random soccer game like Macedonia versus some team, and threw $10 on it to win 1,000. I was like, why not? I love it. That was it. That's been your exposure to
have you thought about using your trading knowledge to look at trading markets at all? Because that's the way I kind of treat Myriad is not gambling. Because I gambled on some random NFL game, and of course that's like my one loss in the last 15 predictions.
Yeah.
I use my trading bias to then only take predictions on the trading markets. Is that something that you could look into? Do you reckon?
Yeah, probably. I think there's a market for it. I know there was one guy in GTG talking about hedging your positions with it.
I did think about that too.
Seems like a really smart idea.
Sexy.
Yeah, I think also very similar to what you do have when it comes to sports betting. You're looking for arbitrage essentially, versus just longing a pair or shorting a pair in some type of perps, especially if we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Of course, the biggest aspect of poll markets or something like that is gambling. And the gambling market is massive, and it's growing bigger, especially since age restrictions are extremely difficult when it comes to non-KYC platforms like that. I can see a trend even with my sibling and their friends, how gambling is just increasing throughout them.
I mean, we spent in Australia $250 billion a year on gambling. Billion. Like, that's just stupid.
It's
insane.
It's getting massive around the world at the moment. Again,
I mean, if you look at most top influencers, like like I'm trying to think, like maybe not Kai Cenat, but like other top influencers, you go have a scroll on like Kick, or you go have a scroll on Twitch or whatever it is. A lot of them either partner with like XQC is a great example, right? A lot of them either partner with casinos, or they are literally just streaming casino all day long.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And it's all with sponsor money.
Yeah. I mean, I saw XQC have like $1.5 million in his account the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, bro. It's an absurd amount of money. Yeah, but it is getting quite big. You see it in the US as well. It's on every ad break.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the same here. Like, I mean, like, and we partner with Yeet, and I'm a big fan of Yeet because I have a sports book as well as a casino. But I know the boys who are building it. But like, it's just an interesting trend, let's say, that's not even crypto related, but now is crypto related, emerging. Like here in Australia, like, as I said, $250 billion a year goes into gambling. That's just ridiculous. Like, that's $250 billion every year. And as you say, like every sponsored event, every sports event you have, it's sports bet, it's some random new startup company. It's like it's crazy that like the amount of just in your face exposure it is. And like for us here, I don't know if it in your two cultures as well, but like for us here in Australia, like the amount of people I know who just have a punt every weekend on the horses, on the footy, on the cricket, whatever it is. Like, is that the same sort of culture that you guys experience?
Slightly different. I mean, it's not as common in Sweden as Europe do have rules, more strict rules in regards of gambling and gambling ads. But it is for sure a thing, which I've heard like from my dad when he's working. He has his his work people as well, just sport betting. Like they're like taking stuff during work, like they have a 30-minute break. They look up some gambling. Yeah, and it's
so true.
It's pretty insane.
And Cappy, same for you?
Yeah. I have buddies that do it, but I think it's big in college. Once you get out of college, you kind of move away from it. But it is an issue in the US because we have the largest amount of debt we've ever had, and then we just have people going and sending all their money on gambling. It's like
it's funny. I used to gamble a lot when I was at college as well, back at uni, and the main thought for me is probably why I love crypto and trading and stuff as well. Is I was like, I hated losing money, so I always tried to work out how can I win money, and that's by arbitraging or taking bets that I had probability of probably a higher occurrence happening, or I'd conservatively, like rather than just going like a over-unders market on a basketball, I'd go, well, no, hold on. Historically, he hit 6 rebounds in the game, so maybe I'll put it on a 4, over 4 rebounds for that game, right? Just to be a bit safer. Like that's how I always treated sort of betting back in the day.
Yeah, me too. I did esports betting.
It's like trading.
I did esports betting for specifically Valorant because I was very into Valorant back in 2023. So I did do some arbitrage betting back then.
Yeah. I mean, Australia changed all the laws or all the companies. Sportsbet basically bought them out. Used to across different companies, and now you can't do that. They don't run any promos anymore. So, yeah, I know blokes who make like 200 grand a year just by sports betting, and it's at this point here that I wanted to bring up from Hemi. Like, this is crazy because in Australia, I think the reason gambling is so high is because it is tax free. You do not pay tax on any winnings that you get, but obviously if you lose, you lose your money. So it's interesting that America actually does have taxes on gambling.
Yeah, it is interesting. If he gets rid of it, cool. I don't touch it much, so it doesn't change the course of my life, but maybe other people.
Very valid. All right, boys, back to crypto. Maybe the last couple of topics we'll talk about today, unless there's anything you guys want to bring up. Maybe we'll talk about how you trade on low time frames. That could be a good end to the show. What are your thoughts on NFTs? Are they ever coming back, boys? Are they ever coming back? Or should I be selling my Pudgy Penguin right now and getting 16K for it? Should I sell my Moonbird for it's like get 20 grand for it and just walk away? What are your thoughts here?
I think me and
what do we say?
I think me and Cap were the only ones that said sell your Pudgy when in the Discord. VC, whatever else was saying, just keep it, you know. It's a memory.
We're like, hey, it's just money. Get rid of it. Bring it back into your account. You can always buy another.
Dude, I know. It's like maybe like, is it because it's attached to my personal brand? Probably fair. It's
I can say so with my NFT PFP here. Yes,
exactly. Like you're not ever saying that.
Yeah, but his is not worth $100.
Well, I minted my hot doggo as well. I didn't mint it. I bought it on secondary for 14 SOL when SOL was like $30. So I spent whatever that is, like $1,000 or $500, and it's probably down like the same. It's probably only worth like $300 now. Yeah, I don't know if I love the Doggos, love those guys, love what they've done, had them on our show, been on their show, love them. Will never sell my hot doggo, but I don't see myself going back to the hot doggo. I feel like that was me coming out of the bear market, going from 0 to 10K followers was the hot doggo. And then it was like a myriad of different options until I found the Pudgy, and then the Pudgy's been this nice period of time. Boy, should I sell my Pudgy, wait until punks get to about 50K and buy punk? Thoughts on that?
Oh, I mean,
I'm talking to two DGen traders who are just
that's difficult, you know. I almost do like Pudges more than punks. I know punks are extremely good for connections, but I do feel like Pudges are developing this thing, or trying to at least. I mean, that's the most important part. They're trying to, and if they are successful, of course, it's gonna pump. But punks, it's like, okay, if Pudges pumps, maybe CryptoPunks pump as well, because the entire market is gonna start pumping by then.
It's really annoying because the punk that I did buy back in March this year, it was like I nailed that trade too, but I had to sell because I got scammed. And I bought it at like 90,000. They ran to 250. It was a 3x. I was like, let's go. But unfortunately, I missed out on that move. So look, that's dude, give me another trend like that, and that makes so much sense to me, and I'll do it. But yeah, I mean, hey, you might be seeing an IRL photo of Greeny as his Twitter profile, or even his Discord photo, which is funny because then all the impersonators are going to have my own face. It's going to be so weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
They're typically pretty slow at updating their pictures.
Yeah,
so see how long it takes.
From last year, the different one. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, Zeus is asking, Moonbird Mythics, is it a good option to buy and sell into Burb TGE? Do you think he could be a good flip, Granny? Well, I do, because I actually bought a Moonbird at 4,800. So I'm actually down $600. So basically, Spencer has to come out at Breakpoint and announce TGE. If he doesn't, these dump, in my opinion, quite aggressively. And that I probably sell if he doesn't announce. He said he's talking on the main stage, but I tried to clarify when exactly that was. Does anyone actually know when he's talking? Because I might need to look that up, and so I know timing in case it's in the middle of the night. Like, I miss so many trades because I'm in Australia. That could be certainly something. So I know, look, Zeus, I'm taking a punt, but it's a very risky punt. Like, this is the 30-day chart. All NFTs are down. Volume, as Cappy said before, not only volume on like perp trading, like even alts and Bitcoin in itself is down, but on-chain is horrifically low. Like any TGE that comes, like we got OpenSea, we got Obviously, Solstice announced that they're dropping their token in the next couple of weeks. You've obviously got OpenSea, you've got Mega ETH, you've got MetaMask, you've got a range of different. We had Monad recently. Like everyone is rushing to the sell button on any form of liquidity injection, any InfoFi airdrop. Like it's just a sign of the market. And if you don't do that, then you're just going to round trip your gains. Like you're going to lose it to the downside. So, boys, what do you think about this? Am I still out to lunch trying to trade this Moonbird TG and trying to get it like a 2x out of this move? And or do you think it's like is it just a poor time to try and release a NFT token? Like, what are your thoughts around that?
Oh, I don't know. I can fully tell you. It seems a bit gambly, obviously. Because if he doesn't say anything, then unlucky, right? Maybe Sai knows more. I don't really gamble too deep in the NFT space.
I mean,
haven't really. So
obviously high risk. I mean, it's so dependent on when TG is gonna be. Because you obviously don't want to hold to until after TG, because that's gonna be a dumb fest. We saw it on Pudgy Penguins. They ran it like enormous amount. Volume is key at the moment, because if you are expecting TG to happen or be announced, other people should be as well. And you should see an increase in volume and accumulation to some degree. And if that's not happening, then it's a very bad look.
Yeah, I feel like we have time. Like I've nailed a lot of NFT trades this cycle. And I also, but this Pudgy Penguin particularly, I'm so annoyed because we had Kicks on our show and he jumped on and was like, I just sold my Pudgy Penguin with Eli, Craig and I there. And we're like, oh, you idiot. Like it's going to 100K, bro. It's like at 60K and Abstract was thriving and all this shit. And sure enough, he timed the absolute top of this recent sort of trend. And he's laughing because he has 60K profit and I'm down $5,000 now. So it's just crazy how crypto works like that. Hey?
No.
But it's the emotional attachment that you have to a PFP and all that sort of stuff. So maybe the greeny, beautiful smile's got to come out on Twitter and that's just where I'm heading for the next couple of years.
What are the bubbles? I saw you talking about
an X-copy. It's an X-copy social experiment, let's call it, right? Where he basically had an open edition. There was 10 million supply, but only 2.4 million got minted. Basically, how it works is over time, these bubbles will pop. I think initially it was a decade. I didn't realize that before I bought it, but apparently they could be sooner than that. So hopefully it only takes maybe 5 years. Lol. So anyways, basically over time they'll pop, and the person that's left with the last one will get an exclusive one-on-one piece from Xcopy, which could be worth obviously hundreds of thousands, if not probably millions. So I assume maybe it is like a bubble. I don't know what it'll look like specifically, but anyways, they began to start popping as of yesterday, and I bought 131. Shout out to Chan, who's in GTG as well. He's like one of the top holders. But basically what you're playing, where's Chan? Oh, I looked at this the other day. He has like 3,000. Yeah, here. Chan NFT Rolly, 3,500. But which is not actually a lot of money because it's like 33 cents for one. So it's only like $1,000 that he's put in. But basically what you're doing is taking a long-term bet on just like deflation, right? And as this increases, as supply decreases and interest increases, then naturally you would assume that like ownership would go up, or collectors will want to collect more so that they can obviously try and capture the percentage of probability that they win. Because even the top holder only I don't know who Signa is, but they own 5%, right? So naturally, I think slowly over time, I feel like once they start to pop a few, then maybe these guys will want to be owning multiple. And I mean, Nate Alex is a huge name from last cycle from NFTs. So yeah, he owns 1.3. So yeah, it's interesting. Like this, I mean, I was like, you know what? I'll take part in this. I'll farm the little OpenSea airdrop, and I'll own. I think I own 131. So yeah, still got 131. Nice. So I mean, I think that was $100 that I bought, something like that. I mean, here we could probably have a look. 50. Yeah, so 15. Yeah, so yeah, not much at all. Like literally $67 for 131. So you never know. The odds could be in my favor, and I could walk away a millionaire. We'll wait and see. We looked at ETH BTC, Zeus. We looked at ETH BTC earlier. I don't mind a short-term potential, but yeah, as the boy said, like it still looks like it'll be lower highs, lower lows, and maybe it does go lower for ETH. Boys, maybe the last topic we'll talk about today, before we do the Yeet giveaway. You think GG Martin could get some extra Yeet giveaway? Yeah, dude, I will add. Yeah, that's very valid. I agree that you deserve extra entries for the Yeet giveaway. You've done way more volume than anybody else. Boys, let's talk about how do you I mean, you guys can share your charts, but what are your strategies? Because a lot of people who watch the show, they probably don't know trading, or probably don't know as much about trading as us three. They probably don't trade on low time frames as successfully as you two specifically, because I've only been more recently coming back to low time frames. So I wanted to touch base and tap into your expertise and your knowledge. Talk to me about how you trade or what you look for on, like, say, 15-minute charts. If share.
I know Sai is eyeing a short.
Okay,
right
well,
now,
yeah, pull it up.
Okay.
On the 50.
Wait, are you
Expose
chatting
me.
about this in GTG and I'm not even looking at this? Goddamn.
No.
Cappy
Look, I
shared
can
it
just see it on the chart.
before it. Yeah. Yes, obviously,
see it on
my
the chart.
primary way of trading, as some may know, is Elliott waves. Elliott wave theory. That's the concept of which I use the most.
Yeah.
In combination of your normal smart money concepts. You have your imbalances, you have your order blocks, you have your structure breaks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. You have your structure shifts and stuff like that. So I have one position from today. I was previously initially before the move down of yesterday and overnight for me, looking at the long of this 12-hour order block. I didn't have any limit set because we did have a liquidity pool was created. You had a bunch of slightly higher lows here, which does generate liquidity. Anyone that takes longs here are likely going to put their stop loss at the lows of any of these. So that's why I didn't have any limits. And this is like a confirmation. You wait for a reversal and you'll see what happens from there. This is also trading into a higher time frame Elliott wave plan, because that's all my stuff. Is that I mark out different probabilities of Elliott waves, and then I adapt with, of course, how the market shifts, and I trade with that. And last night I did have these two drawn out. The blue pair is the initial bounce, which we are currently seeing.
Yeah.
And then I had that green one, which is looking for a bit of a correction before we see another leg towards the upside.
Yeah.
So I'm all trying to trade into this higher time from plan, you could say. I mean, this could be over the next sort of few days, I would say.
So do you think over the weekend, what are you thinking? That we reject yet again here, lower high? We're still below the yearly open, below the golden pocket. So back towards 86, or obviously we got to test 89 first.
Yeah, I think 86 is very much the way we're heading at the moment. If we do start closing a very key area at the moment, if we do start seeing closes above this previous 50-minute trail gap, or even this small 50-minute order block, which is 93K, I do think you can see quite a fast run back above your previous highs, which is 94.5 to 95K. Maybe even 96, which would invalidate some higher time frame bearish cases for Elliott waves, which were good, because then we get less distraction and more clarity if that does happen. Invalidate some of the cases, but at the moment I am favoring another leg towards the downside, where you did have this corrective three-way structure towards the upside. And I would be looking for a bit of a lower high here, rollover, take it back towards 86K. We'll see if it happens over the weekend or not. Maybe it happens tomorrow. Friday has been pretty good for dumps over the last couple of weeks. And Sunday has been good for pumps. That's the way it's been. So maybe we do form a bit of a dump tomorrow, and we do get that 86K level, which is the golden pocket if you do take your fibs from the range low to range highs. Also, bottom of a daily order block, a large one as well, which is playing into a bit of a higher time frame confluence there.
Okay.
I have 87 as well.
Cappy has slightly higher there.
Cappy, do you want to share your screen and show us a little bit about how you differ from what Sexy obviously does?
It's very similar, but yeah, I can. I just use these things called breaker blocks. Let me share my screen. How'd you do this?
Down the bottom,
there it is.
Yeah.
Bottom left.
Share screen.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yes, we can.
So yeah, just looking lower time frame, I was looking at something like this. You had, like I said, it's 1, 2, 3. I haven't broke these highs. We might come up. I was looking at a short here. We didn't get to tap this 15-minute order block. Like Sai says, if you close above it, we'd probably continue higher. But then if I do zoom out, the reason I have lower levels than him is because there is a big imbalance over here in this area that probably people won't see. And I'm just going to try it. I'm going to play it. So I think it's like 16, 18, 20 hour breaker blocks. And then it's off a sweep of this low, which I like. And it's also 0.5 of the range, I think, from this low to this high. So it looks high quality, this setup. Now, I don't really know where to put my stop loss, so I've just put it below the bottom of the daily order block that Sai was looking at, this guy. Just because I want to be safe. I want to make sure I protect that liquidity. If not, I think we're looking very similar, like this 85 range. Maybe make like some type of higher low and continue. If not, then you see a lot lower and then lose 80 where it's heading down farther. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it. But lower time frames, it's just structure, right? Like higher, probably get some type of move down, maybe make a higher low here and then push back up.
And that's always a good thing about the GTG community too. If you've got confluence, and that also helps. So you like, and this is what Cappy and I were talking about the other day. Just be confident to stay in your trade, and that's the emotional and the psychological battle that we all face.
Yeah. Cappy. I remember Cappy, very, very beginning of joining. That was definitely his biggest issue back then, even in the VCs. We took trades together, and him closing out the positions right before they started going the correct direction, just because being afraid of, he's not afraid of essentially losing money, but when it starts getting into the green to a slight degree, he's afraid of losing those profits.
No, honestly, I still feel it now. Like particularly, I took a 10% loss on my my futures port. I think the week I started traveling, or I don't know, something. I was just so dumb. I was like, why the hell did you hold open positions while you're traveling 40 hours across the other side of the world? Anyways, you learn from these sort of things, chap. And anyways, like over the past like 2 weeks, I've had some Bitcoin shorts. Obviously, got 4 out of 4 this week, and I've been very happy. But I've only had like tiny percentages. Like I took like $30,000 out of that account, and I'm only trading with a very small percentage. And I'm trading with like 20x leverage. I'm not even trading 50x leverage or Bitcoin. So like these moves are like $100 to $500 in profit, but I'll be scalping. I'll be like, oh yeah, no, hold on. I'll take 10% at 91K. I'll take 10% again at 89K. Oh no, hold on. We're at 89.5 now. I'm taking 50% here. Like, it's funny how, like, even just short term, if you haven't been doing as well, your emotions and your psychology definitely changes around trying to like just keep the profit that you make, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
It also comes.
Just gotta trust yourself.
Also comes with the pressure of being a caller, for example. Is when you do have a losing streak, and it's like, is my thing really working? That's sort of where you start asking yourself. Should I keep doing this, or do I have to go back, take a step back, and see what's going wrong,
100%.
or is it just not for me? That's pretty much what I adapt for.
It's
No, that is tough. It is tough.
Yeah, it is.
Especially just sending trades in the chat and not even calling them. You still feel that like that burden of like, oh, it might go the wrong way. Like me and Sunday, we took a trade earlier today. It went the wrong way.
Sunday's killing it.
No harm,
by
no
the way.
foul.
Sunday kills it.
Dude, yeah,
maybe I need to reach out to him for a channel too. I have to chat too. No, I mean, it's actually me and you had this conversation. I don't know the timing. Maybe it was a year ago or even 18 months ago when you were struggling a bit with your strategies and your processes, and then you took a bit of time away and you came back and you're back. You're hitting everything again, which is great. So often, let's call it overworking and over trading, and over analyzing probably is a good word as well. Like that can actually do more harm than good. And that's a lesson I've had to learn too, is like I spend so much time doing a range of things every day that I do need to step away. Otherwise I am going to burn out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the feeling of having to constantly be in a trade, which is one of the worst ones. Which like everyone
Oh, I
should
don't
need
get
to get
that.
away from that.
I'm
That
very
was
happy
because that
about
was
that.
my biggest mistake when I started trading was over trading. Always feeling like I need to be in a trade or I'm gonna miss out on a move, and trying to catch every move. That's I mean that's very very common.
No, that's a good point as well. Is you don't need to capture every move. If you're making money the way that you make money, then GG's. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, especially like yesterday would have been a great example. Is like, did you see how versatile those candles were yesterday? It's like, I guess maybe someone's strategy out there is good enough to catch the tops and the bottoms of those candles, but it's just a no trade day. It's just learning when to sit away, and like maybe after everything's cooled down, like then start to look at what's maybe possible, and then look like side today catches the long, just because there's built up liquidity is smart.
Yeah, very valid. All right, boys. Amazing show. Thanks so much for jumping on with me. It's so good to have you guys on here, build a bit of a presence, get insight from two absolute goats in the GTG community. Guys, if you are watching the replay, if you're watching with us live, go click follow _ sexy SXEI _ go click follow. We've been trading and partnered with GTG for multiple years now, so massive shout out to Sexy. And then obviously Cappy as well, guys. Cappy Crypto, go click follow as well. And Cappy's come a long way in the past here inside GTG as well. So if you are keen to sign up for GTG, guys, it is in the description down below, and you can join all three of us, and we all run live streams each week and are in VCs and all that. I've just dropped it in the chat, guys, so you can join. But yeah, boys, thanks so much for jumping on with me today. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. You're welcome, mate. Yeah, you guys are both welcome. I'll get maybe it'd be good with Craig comes back too. But yeah, if Craig's ever away, I know I can maybe reach out to you both as well for sure. Sexy, I'll let you get sleep, and Cappy, you can jump off too. I got to do this giveaway, so that could take 10 minutes. So boys, thanks for it, and then enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, see you, boys. Bye
bye. Bye bye.
All right, chat. We'll do the giveaway. Go click follow, guys. Go click follow. Those two are, I've learned so much from both of those. And it's crazy. Like Cappy, as I said, like he came with zero experience, zero knowledge, zero portfolio, and now is calling trades and dominating. As we discussed on Wednesdays, he's up 20% compounded each month this year on his portfolio. Like, dude, that's why a community like GTG continues to win, because we win in all market conditions. All right, so we're going to do the giveaway. Let me pull that up. So we're going to do massive shout out to Yeet. As I said, guys, the more volume we do, okay, the more we can give away, obviously. We're up to 24K. We'd love to see this get to 6 figures by the end of the year. We've obviously had another member sign up, which is great to see. And yeah, the more volume you guys do, the more we can obviously give away. So yeah, let's hope we can get to 6 figs. If we don't get to 6 figs this month, guys, then I'm not sure what Mando might say in the new year. We'll have to wait and see. GG Martin is 10x. Above the next person. So what I decided to do, because he is 10x and it is 42,000 points that he's on, I've decided to give GG Martin 4 entries into the giveaway today. Don't forget, you need to be on this list. So yesterday we had a viewer share their username from Yeet, but they hadn't had any volume, guys. So make sure you are on this list each week, and then we'll be checking it moving forward as well. So good to see Wolfie back as well. You get to be in the giveaway as well. Haven't seen you for a few days, so welcome back to the chat, Wolfie. It's good to see you here. Here's the list of everyone, guys, and as you can say, you can, yeah, GG Martin has 4 entries, 1, 2, 3, 4, and everyone else has 1 entry because he is up at 40,000 points. Pratik says, which trader is the best at scalping? They both scalp in their both unique ways, and they are excellent on low time frames. I trade more high time frames traditionally, like 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 daily. 1 weekly is the charts that I prefer to trade. So each to their own, but those two boys, they're better scalpers than me, guys. Better scalpers than me for sure. So that, I mean, I learn from those guys every day. It's just such a shame, man, that time zone. Like Cappy being in America, it makes it a little bit easier, but the fact that Sexy is based in Europe, it is literally the opposite. So he wakes up at like my 5 p.m. In Australia, and then I go to bed at his like, I don't even know, like in the middle of his day. So the fact he stays up a little bit later is definitely a good thing. Is a good thing. All right, guys. Good luck to everyone. This is the last Friday giveaway, the last giveaway for today, guys. $50 being given away today. And then, yeah, everyone else throughout the week who won some cash, I'll do the giveaway straight away after this stream. Easy. All right. Good luck to everyone. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. Let's see who wins. 50 buckaroonies. Undo with the 50. Let's go. Love to see it. W's in the chat for Undo, guys. Congratulations, Undo, on the 50. I just need to check who else won this week. Got to go to my message with Craig, and I will sort that out straight away after the stream, guys. So yeah, that's 5 different winners this week. Let's go, Chad. So 50 to GG on Monday, 50 to Linda on Tuesday, 50 to Flora on Wednesday, 50 to Angelos yesterday, and now 50 to Undo today. Love to see. Hey, that's what it's all about, spreading the liquidity around to everybody, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Sexy Cappy jumping on with me. I hope you guys enjoyed also having Mitch on yesterday as well. As always, have a lovely weekend, guys. I'm not sure if Craig will be back with me on Monday or not. We'll have to wait and see. If not, maybe I'll try to get another guest as well. And a massive shout out to obviously Eli, who jumped on Wednesday as well. Easy, guys. Have a lovely weekend, and see you next week.